Incoming monster at 1, 2, 3, 9 o'clock!
Open fire! Bombard it with tea cake!
Not the tea cakes, man! Those are the best tea cakes we've ever had!
What about the scones?
Pre or post-buttered?
Pre-buttered!
But pre-buttered hold the most potential!
Ah, post-buttered then!
But, my God, man, they've got butter on them!
My God, you're right!
Ah! Monster!
I'm not a monster.
It can...
It can speak! Kill it with fire!
We haven't got any!
Cream cakes!
Calm yourself, man! Cream cakes are not to be used unless the king himself has issued the release codes!
Once again you have averted the stage of national crisis!
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cause a fuss. I was just hoping someone could tell me what's going on around here.
Have some wine!
I don't see any wine.
That's because there isn't any!
Then it wasn't very nice of you to offer me some.
It wasn't very nice of you to sit down without being invited.
I didn't know this was a private party. And anyway, it's set up for a lot more than 3 people.
Your hair wants cutting!
How rude! You shouldn't say things like that, you know. For a start.
Why is a chipmunk like a chainsaw?
I think I know that one.
You mean you think you can find out the answer to it?
Yes,
Then you should say what you mean.
I do. At least I mean what I say. That's the same thing.
No, not the same thing a bit. Why, you might just as well say that I see what I eat is the same as I eat what I see.
You might as well say that I like what I get is the same as I get what I like.
You might as well say that I breathe when I sleep is the same as I sleep when I breathe.
It is the same with you, you muffin! Now, what day of month is it?
The 4th.
2 days too wrong!
2 days too wrong!
I told you putting butter in this watch isn't a good idea.
It was the best butter, you know.
Oh, yes, but some crumbs must have got in as well. You should have put it in with a bread knife.
It was the best butter, you know.
What's a weird watch? It says the day of the month, but it doesn't tell what hour it is.
Well, why should it? Does your watch tell you what year it is?
Of course not, but that's because it stays the same year for a very long time.
Which is just the case with mine.
I don't understand.
The Dormouse is asleep again!
Had to pour some tea on his nose. Suddenly it wakes up.
Of course. Just what I was about to say myself.
Have you guessed the riddle yet?
No, I give up. What's the answer?
I haven't the slightest idea.
Nor do I!
What a waste of time! Why ask someone a riddle when you don't even know the answer yourself?
If you knew time as well as I do, you wouldn't talk about wasting it. It's him.
I don't know what you mean.
Of course you don't. I bet you've never even spoken to time.
Maybe not, but I know I have to beat time when I learn music.
Ah, now that accounts for it. He won't stand for beating. Now, if you only kept on good terms with him, he'd do almost anything you like with a clock. For instance, I've gone so strange. For instance, suppose it were 9 o'clock in the morning. Just time to begin lessons. You'd only have to whisper a hint to time, and round goes the clock in a twinkling. 1:30, time for dinner!
Time for dinner!
But if it was 9 in the morning, I would just have eaten my breakfast. I wouldn't be hungry enough to eat lunch yet.
Ah, no, at first perhaps. But you could keep it to 5:30 as long as you like.
Is that what you do?
Not I. We had a big fight last March. Just before he went mad, you know. It was at the great concert given by the Queen of Hearts. And I had to sing, "Twinkle, twinkle, little bat, how I wonder where you're at." You know the song, perhaps?
I've heard something like it.
It goes on, you know, in this way. Up above the world you fly like a tea tray in the sky. Twinkle, 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 twinkle.
Twinkle, 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 twinkle.
Well, I'd hardly finished the first verse when the Queen bawled out, "It's murdering time, off with his head!"
The Queen?
And ever since that, he won't do a thing I ask. It's always 6 o'clock now, 6 o'clock forever, and ever and ever.
Is that why so many tea things were out?
Yes, that's it. It's always tea time forever. We've been no time to wash things between tea times because there is no between tea times.
Then you keep moving around the table, I suppose.
Exactly! As the things get used.
But what happens when you come back to where you started from?
Suppose we change the subject. I'm getting tired of this. I vote the young lady tells us a story.
I'm afraid I don't know one.
Then the Dormouse shall! Wake up, Dormouse!
That's me! Tell us a story!
And be quick about it, or you'll be asleep again before it's done.
Once upon a time, there were 3 little sisters, and their names were Elsie, Lacey and Tilly. And they lived at the bottom of a well.
What did they eat?
They ate, treacle.
What? Just treacle? Then they would be ill all the time.
And so they were. Very ill all the time.
Well, why did they live at the bottom of a well? Why didn't they climb out?
Here! That's not my voice! Take some more tea!
I haven't had any tea yet, so I can't take more.
Ah, you mean you can't take less? It's very easy to take more than nothing.
You're mental.
Who's making personal remarks now?
Why did they live at the bottom of a well?
It was a treacle well.
There's no such thing.
Shh.
If you can't be civil, you better finish the story for yourself.
No, please, go on. I won't interrupt again. There might be one treacle well in the world.
One indeed, and so the 3 little sisters.
I almost start to speak faster and faster.
Oh, then again, he's running on overload! We can slow him down!
Quick! Feed him some slugs!
Of course!
They spoon feed the dormouse slugs, so slowly winds down. You idiot! You fed it too many slugs! Now it's running too slowly!
Sherbert! We need some banana and tangerine sherbet!
Ah! We're all out! All we've got is raspberry and kumquat flavored!
That's far too heavy a dose! We'll end up sending the dormouse to the moon!
Well, how is that a bad thing, really? I mean, his stories are boring and that would mean more cake for us!
This is a good point. Well made. No. He's one of our own besides. He's the only one that knows the combination to my underpants door. Mash a few slugs into the sherbet.
And so, these 3 little sisters, they were learning to draw, you know.
What did they draw?
Treacle.
I can't take any more. This whole thing is ridiculous.
Finally.
I mean, look. This spoon is disproportionately sized for this particular style of cup. I demand more variety selection of spoons brought to me immediately.
Move down! Move down! Move down!
But I don't understand. Where did they draw treacle from?
You can draw water from a water well, so I should think you could draw treacle out of a treacle well, eh? Stupid.
But they were all in the well.
Of course they were. Welling. They were learning to draw, and they drew all manner of things. Everything that begins with an M.
Why with an M?
Why not?
That begins with an M, such as mouse traps and the moon and memory and matchness. You know, they say things are much of a matchness. Did you ever see such a thing as a drawing of matchness?
Well, I don't think I...
Then you shouldn't talk. Don't let's be silly now.
And this whole thing is ridiculous. I'm off to the Queen's party. Maybe there's someone there I can have an adult conversation with.
Oh, I thought she'd never leave. What? The raspberry flavored, kumquat flavored sherbet. How much did you have?
It's like I can see through space and time.
No fear.
Ooh, it's like I can touch you.
Of course you can touch me. You mad fool. I'm sitting right next to you.